Hey, good morning, everybody. And what's going on today? Well, our new ATEM television studio HD is out being delivered right now. So hopefully it should be here maybe around 1 o'clock or something like that. So I'll be able to, or maybe even earlier, so I can actually install that. We are heading back to Lebanon to install the rest of the stuff that I picked up right after left from there from yesterday to get them up and running. I think they went and bought another laptop as well. So hopefully the system will be fast enough to do that. And we're getting ready to take this little girl to school, right?
Yes.
You have a great day?
Yes.
All right, let's get that day started, folks. So we're here. I'm here early so I can eat some breakfast and sit here and hang out. I don't think this is, you know what? I should stop saying I don't think it's going to take long, because every time when I say that, I go to edit it. That's why I put this little text up to say I was wrong or it actually took longer. So I'm not going to say that. So we're going to get these folks up and running. I have a training that I need to do at 1 o'clock. I plan to do that from the church. Personally, I hope our ATEM gets delivered early. That way I'll just go straight from here to back to my place, get the package, and depending on how much time I have, either do the training from my place, or I go back to the church and do the training there, and then once I'm done, I do an install. I also have another training with another church, Zion Chester. That's going to be the follow-up that we did from last week. We're going to be doing that today at 5 o'clock. So picking the little one up from school early, and we're going to be hanging out down there. She's doing homework while I'm training. So let's get some breakfast, listen to a good audio book while I'm waiting for everybody to get here, and then we go from there.
And this one camera.
Yeah, well, this is going to show you everything. If you had 4 items connected, those first bottom ones down here will show you what they're doing. So this one over here, you're seeing the movement. That's the sound coming from the camera, even though we're not using it.
Oh, even though we're not using the sound.
Yeah, we're not using it from the camera. What we would use is the cable that's plugging into your house sound. That's the one we would be using.
Okay.
But technically, any of these 4 things that are plugged into here can bring in sound.
Okay.
So if we wanted to have sound, we would say on number 1, where we're getting sound, we would say sound on. See, now it's going out, but we don't. So that's why nothing is happening right here, because there's no sound going on. We are plugged in right here. So for the house sound, we would just hit this one. And see, now we're getting house sound. Now it's doing nothing but feedback because it's not, the system's not on. And then we also need to configure it.
So everything is off. And this is on. These are mics.
Yeah, but again, in your setup, normally you wouldn't use any of these anyway. Unless you hook the computer up to this and you're playing a video from that computer, that's when you would turn that sound on. But again, in doing that, the only people who would hear that would be the people on your stream. If you want everybody inside the church to hear it, separate everything. Meaning that if you're, like right now, you wouldn't add a microphone directly here, because the only people who would hear it are online. Because we're connected to your sound system, let your audio go to your sound system, because this cable is capturing everything from your sound system. Don't separate it. You already got, don't complicate it. If all your sound is there, let all the sound go there.
Okay.
So ideally, when y'all get to the point where everybody is back upstairs and you want to play something, have the computer connected to your sound system, like your CD player, DVD player, whatever, connected that way. And then everything is going to come in to the system here. So this is just video, that's audio. Don't split it. Oh, this is video and audio for just the phone, but this one is the, no, make it easy.
Yeah.
All All right, so we are here. We're finishing up everything here at Lebanon, getting the AJayTheCEO Mini Pro, the sound system, all this other stuff done. You got a new laptop that's more than fast enough to handle what it needs to do. And I'm documenting this because this is like the fire hose mentality. It's like they think it's a lot, but honestly, they have no idea what they're stepping into. It's going to be actually worse than this. But anyway, we're just trying to get them up to speed with everything that's going on. So I might as well teach y'all at the same time. So we have the AJayTheCEO set up. As you can see, we are plugged into the house sound right here. We have a result that's showing up here. And we have 2 inputs. So right now, red. That's what's showing up right now. That is the G50. We have this in preview mode. So if we went to input number 2, which is the laptop, that is what's going to go to this when we're ready. So this is a preview of what you're getting ready to go to. Program is what's live right now. If we hit auto here, it will fade in between these 2 inputs and cut over. Or if you hit cut, it just directly cuts between the 2 without a fade in between. And I've seen churches use the cut. We personally use the fade. Well, it all depends on who's up in the media booth. They're hitting probably the wrong button. It doesn't really matter, but it's your choice on which one that you do. So now that we got this set up, this laptop was really just set up to copy over the code when they're live streaming, as well as we have Worship Extreme that we're going to be configuring for them for right now. So that was the short version of it. They only have 15 more hours of initial training, and then they'll be good to go. I'm joking. Even though that's what they think they're going to need. But no, we're not going to do that. All right, that was interesting. I think at the end of my day, I'm going to talk about this one. This one was very interesting set of circumstances out here that is kind of typical for churches that have internet restrictions where you're at. So we'll talk about that in a later point. All right, so I saw some comments from people asking me how come we set the camera and the AJayTheCEO and stuff like that on the floor. I want to remind you, this is a stage 1 for what this ministry is doing, because ultimately we were installing PTZ cameras in the back and one in the front, but because of the cost and everything like that, that's why we went with this camera, which was going to be used for running gun shooting and camera shots and portable camera for events when they're outside and things like that later on. So the idea was like, we're ultimately going to have 2 PTZs connected that are going to be mounted on walls, one in the back, one in the front. But this camera is temporary. But that's what they're going to use with the AJayTheCEO Mini Pro. So that's why I sat on the table. There's no point in setting it upstairs because it's all those lights that are in the way. The PTZs are going to be under the lights. So it was no point in putting this camera or investing in a super long camera for a manual camera for somebody to be upstairs and have to run up and down stairs just to adjust the camera. That's why we put everything side by side. But again, it's temporary. Everything is ultimately going to be upstairs in the media booth. But for right now, that's why we did it, because of lighting and situations like that. So hopefully that answers everybody's question. But I think the idea is, the concern and kind of one of the things we ran into is like, there's a lot that goes into live streaming that a lot of people are not aware of. You know, hopefully for people who are in media ministry, when you're not in media ministry, it looks like all you have to do is press one button and that's it. But there's so much more that goes into that. Your sound, your internet, and that's what we talk about. The hardware, can it handle it? There's so many moving pieces, and unfortunately in Lebanon, in this area where we're at, in this county that we're at, New Kent, that the internet is horrible out here. They only have DSL, and it's only one provider, and even that internet speed is just pales in comparison. You're talking about maybe 1 megabit upload speed, 1/4 of a megabit upload speed. And the idea is we built out the system with the future in mind, that if we have everything done right inside the church, that when a faster internet becomes available, then everything will be good to go from there. So that's why we did it this way. Pretty much the unified network that's installed is significantly faster than what the internet can even push through the entire network. So I say all that to say that, you know, some people might come in and be like, wait a minute, we invested money in this equipment, but we can't even live stream, not knowing that there are so many other moving pieces to go to that. So yeah, we got a great camera, we got a system that can live stream, but our internet is bad. Or you have other people that, oh, our internet is great, but our computer can't keep up with the live stream. Or you have the internet is great and you have the computer that can live stream, but you ain't got a good camera that can put out a good quality picture. Or we don't have sound. See, there's so many moving pieces, and one of the main things is, how do you set the expectations of the members of the church who have no idea what it takes for this stuff to work, but in their mind it's like it should just work this way, and it's like, that's fine if you think that way, but that's not accurate. Like, I think I should be able to just go to a Tesla dealership and just take a car without paying for it, and that should be good. Yeah, that's fine that you think that, but that's not how it actually works. And that's kind of just a small sample of kind of what we had to go over there, and just realize that, yes, right now reliably they're not able to live stream with this system, but even if you didn't have this system, something like this will need to be purchased sooner or later. So it's one of those things like, hey, and I've heard it so many times, people were getting ready to buy this equipment, but the powers that be said no well before COVID happened. Then COVID hit, and then what happened? Everybody and their mama started buying up everything, and now everything skyrocketed in price. And guess what? Something that you could have got like easy, like the Elgato cam links, was going for $105, and then when everybody found out, man, I got to start live streaming, those things went up to $175 and $200 and $300, because now it's like, man, we could have invested when it was at this price, but because we procrastinated, or we didn't have a long-term vision or understand what was going into it, now we have to pay more for something that we could have got for less. So that's what I hope I try to convey in when I do these videos and everything, to first off say it's nothing to be intimidated by, it's nothing to be scared by, but there's a lot more into it than what you think. So like I always say, it's like you realize, oh man, this rabbit hole is deep. You go down 2 levels and you're like, man, I never thought media ministry could get this deep. And then when you get down 2 levels, then you're realizing, man, there's 50 more floors up under here that I can go even deeper. And then once you get down 50 levels, then you realize there's another 100 levels under that. The more you get into media ministry, the more you get into live streaming, there's so much more that you can do. Because some people just say, I just need to think about it. A lot of people is like, oh, I need to go from my phone. I'm going to go to a webcam. Cool. Then it's like, I want to go to a webcam to a camera. Oh, well, I want to go from 1 camera to 2 cameras, then to 3, then to 4. Wait a minute, I want to bring a computer in. Wait a minute, that means if we have multiple cameras, we need to do a video switcher. How do I bring in audio? Wait a minute, I need unified audio instead of this. Oh, wait a minute, maybe I can mix and have switch over to a PowerPoint. Oh, wait a minute, there's presentation software? Oh, I can use that instead. Wait a minute, I can put graphics over top of live video? I never thought about that. Now, we started with just live streaming on your phone, and just in that conversation, you saw how much more is available. So, but again, unless you're doing this, you have no idea. And most people just think, oh, I just got to press a button. And that's not it. It's so much more to that. So, whew, that was a mouthful. So I am running a tad bit late. I don't think I have enough time to go back to my church. So what I'm going to do is just go straight back home, do my appointment that's at 1 o'clock. I got one of my packages was delivered. I don't know if the other one was the A10 television studio to replace mine at church. Hopefully it does. But I'm gonna go straight home, do my meeting, then get that, and then I'm going to do a training with a media ministry back in Chester at 5 o'clock. So we're gonna be picking up the little one early. Got to get her tablet, something to have her entertained while daddy's training, and then we go from there. Probably get her some dinner too, so she can eat it on the way, or something fun like that. So let's go. All right, folks, I'm getting a little worn out with running back and forth, but we finished this appointment. I just got notified that the television studio at the church, for the church, was just delivered. Let me grab my daughter's stuff, get my bag, get some chow, get mentally prepared for this other training, get this stuff installed in church, and then go to this other training. This vlog is probably going to be short because I've been running all day, and I'm feeling some type of way right now, just mentally exhausted. So I will follow up with y'all. If there's another video after this, then everything has changed. But if not, we will be talking more about this stuff tomorrow. So let me get my package, get my mask, get my stuff, get my daughter's tablet. That's what I need. And then we're going to be heading down to the church to install our ATEM replacement finally. Yay. All right, folks. So I don't get burnt out, but boy, am I tired. We got the ATEM here. We're gonna go ahead, get that updated, get it installed, get it configured, all that other fun stuff. And then just that quick, I forgot I have a training at 5 o'clock, and then I have another one at 8 back at home. So that's a 30-mile difference. So hopefully if we end it right at 7, I'm gonna have to do a hard stop at 7 and then head back, put the little one to bed, and then get on another Zoom call at 8, and then edit this, then sleep, I guess, if that's allowed, something like that. Alrighty, everything is connected, cleaned up as much as I can. Got an extra cable left, well actually a couple of cables extra left over that are not needed now. And maybe I should hook up the right cable if we're going to be live streaming, wherever that is. Alright, it was hit or miss there for half a second, but we got everything there. Mainly, it was not the ATEM, it was our setup. We're converting sound from our Roland. We're going from Expeditive digital, and we have to convert it, and we're doing a sample rate change and to this. So anyway, had to play with those settings. And then as you can see, we're getting sound. It's really low, but that's just the nature of this, where we got to bump this up. So I'm gonna have to come back here, and like I said, and change everything out to the a different resolution to support everything. And again, that's going to be on a different day when I have better access to ladders and everything. But hey, everything is working and cool. Now let me clean my mess up and let me see how much I can get done here. And then you never know, I have access to get to every camera except for the one up there in the front. So I actually might go ahead and just switch everything out and then come back and switch that. But that's all it took to set up the ATEM. It was mainly just plugging everything in and making sure with this one, make sure all of the inputs are exactly the same. And I set it the IP address, and then we're good to go. All right, folks, we got everything configured. Hopefully I didn't forget anything with our television studio. I ended up just keeping it at 1080 i5994. Not really sure what's going on with that. I just didn't have enough time to try to diagnose what in the world's going on. But it's about almost close to 3:30. Gonna pick my daughter up a little bit early. We're gonna get some lunch or dinner or snack or something, and then head down to Chester to do a training. And I'd rather get there on time so I have plenty of time to rest and relax and play before I gotta start doing some serious work. And that's it. All right, we are back down here in Chester to do training number 2, 3, I can't remember, whichever one it is today. And thankfully, I didn't leave none of my stuff at the house, so we're setting up another ATEM, and we got the drivers, everything already installed, so we're just gonna copy that stuff over, do a quick training, need to get on the road, and then we got another one at 8 o'clock back home. So let's get back inside. Alrighty folks, training is done. You ready to go now?
No.
No?
I want to stay here.
Oh, okay, bye.
No.
You ready to go now?
Yes.
Alrighty. Alright folks, so I finished the last appointment and I'm about ready to crash. I have not been to bed this early in quite a long time, but I cannot guarantee that this is going to be up by 9 like it normally is, but it will be up. All I really have to do tomorrow is drop my daughter off at school, and that's about it. And I think I'm gonna take a day tomorrow because I need to catch up, and I am really tired from running all over the place. It looks like I got a bump on my cheek. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the comments. I'm gonna get back to all the comments that y'all had tomorrow in emails, and we will see y'all hopefully tomorrow. Might be short, but we'll see y'all tomorrow. Later.